Back here at the Egypt Valley Country Club, and I am joined by Kelvin head football coach Trent Figg, and it's one of several interviews we've done, and each and every one seems like there's more and more excitement growing. We just released the schedule for 2024, so just your thoughts on how that schedule's come together and getting prepped for, well, what are we, about 18 months or so?
We're close.
Actually, less than 18 months before we start the first official season.
Yeah, so really, really excited. You know, Jim worked really hard, and his entire team worked really hard to get the schedule right. And they did a really good job. So we've got our 3 non-conference games. I think those are, going to be great games for us. And then I'm excited about the MIAA. You know, it's a really good conference, really good coaches in the league. But I love it. I mean, I love how our schedule sets up. I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, we were talking a little bit the last time we chatted about recruiting.
Yeah.
And you've got a nice group coming in. I think you're probably team roster-wise over 60 student athletes right now.
Yep.
You know, how's that all come together?
Yeah, it's come together really well. So I told a couple people yesterday and then today, I haven't been excited for an August like I am right now in a really long time. We'll have 61, 62 guys on the roster in August, depending on how these next couple weeks go. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait. We're going to be able to very efficiently practice with our guys. It's come together in a really balanced way. You know, across the board, we've got depth, at each position, which that was a concern of mine early was, hey, let's make sure the roster is balanced. But we're at least 2 deep across the board, which is awesome for practice.
Well, and you've spent the last week or so at some of these MHSAA events where athletes at the high school level are just kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a showcase or workout type of thing. So obviously you get to see the student athletes, but more importantly, I think you get to meet some of the coaches even more so in the state. It's pretty important, isn't it?
Which it's so important. You know, football's so unique because recruiting is straight out of the high schools. There's not club football. And so relationships with high school football coaches are key to what we're doing. So at the showcases, there were every high school coach in the state was basically there this week, which was awesome to be able to. I've met several of those guys, but I was able to meet so many more this week. And then we we have a great jump start on the 2024 class, which will be another really important building block as we do this thing going forward. So the 2023 class is basically wrapped up. And from a recruiting standpoint, we're on to 2024. And building relationships with those coaches and seeing those kids live is so important.
Absolutely.
Yep.
One of the other important things is your coaching staff. And you've really got a great coaching staff that is put together, and I'm sure you'll add a few more pieces as we get ready for 2024. But just talk a little bit about, your offense coordinator, defense coordinator, defensive line coach, your recruiting coordinator. Your offense coordinator just became a father again, so pretty exciting times for Coach Dixon.
Yeah, no, I'm really thankful for how the staff has come together. Coach Dixon, our offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, came from Midland University. He played at Dort. He understands this part of the country, understands recruiting. One thing that, he doesn't brag on himself enough. He's never coached a losing season in college football. He's a proven winner. He was a quarterback in college, which is really important to me. So he understands that position, and he takes a ton of pride in doing it the right way. On the offensive staff, our offensive line coach, Mike Steffen, was really, really important to me to hire a West Michigan guy. He was a team captain at Hope. He won all the awards at Hope, was a multi-year starter, and then he was actually Peter Sturzma's first offensive line coach there for 3 years. And then he went on, he was the head high school coach at Grant High School, and did a great job there. And then when I got the job here, he actually reached out. He was one of several guys I interviewed, and he's awesome. He does a great job. He heads up he's our recruiting coordinator as well. Super organized, does a really good job. He's a great developer, great teacher. On the defensive side of the ball, both guys that we've hired, I worked with previously. So Josh Lawson came from Arkansas Tech University. I was with him at Southern Arkansas University. And then Cordell Upshaw, our defensive line coach, came to us from the University of North Alabama. I was also with him at Southern Arkansas University, so high level of comfort there. And then we're working on a few other guys. So Ike Posset will coach our receivers. Austin Anderson will coach our linebackers. Then we're working on a couple other guys right now as well. So, I'm really thankful for how the staff's come together.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Coach Upshaw. Was the coach for one of the Detroit Lions picks here in the NFL draft, nose tackle, big fella there. I mean, your coaches have had some experience with high level.
All of them have had 3 of the 4 have 10 plus years of college football coaching. Coach Steph has 3 years, and he does a great job. He's a great teacher. So yeah, I'm from an experience standpoint, I feel good that we're going to be able to bring in some young guys that we're going to be able to help develop as coaches as well, that are going to bring a completely different dynamic to our staff as well. So
just your thoughts on coming to West Michigan, and now the weather's getting nice. I saw Coach Lawson's wife posted the fact that they had gotten out to Lake Michigan and the weather's nice, the beach for the first time. So, and your family with the 3 young boys and your wife there, now you get to enjoy the nice part of West Michigan, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing that's great is the time zone, right? So it stays light for a long time here, which my boys love. We went out to the lake this weekend as well, really for the first time, and we're excited. I asked somebody the other day. I said, "So, what are you doing for vacation?" They said, "We live in the best place in America in the summer. We're not going anywhere." Yeah. So we're excited, man. I'm excited to continue to explore Michigan, and especially West Michigan.
Yeah. And did I understand that your father's playing in this golf?
Yeah, he's running around here somewhere.
All right.
I think he was one of the first ones here. He was out there hitting balls.
Okay, so are you playing in his group then?
I am not. I'll be on hole number 6 on the ridge, cheering on whoever's going to hit a hole-in-one today.
All right.
So.
Well, and I should also mention you're happy because your Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champs again. Boy.
Oh, yeah.
And so you grew up in Missouri and not too far from Kansas City. So being a Chiefs fan, is pretty logical. But then I talked to your son Titus the other day, and he's a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
He is.
So how did that happen?
So I'll say this: he is a sports fan through and through. And if they have good players, the other day we were talking about shortstops. He starts talking about Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
It's like, you're 8 years old, and he's got Ozzie Smith cards, and he's a fan through and through. I'll tell you one thing: he might be the biggest Calvin football fan there is. Yeah. So it's really fun for him to be a part of it with us.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, we're really grateful to have you here at Calvin, and looking forward to the months and work ahead that's coming up.
Yep, it's going to be a beautiful day today out here, and I'm excited. So go Knights. Here we go.
Knights. All right, Coach Trent Figg.